yell out how the trick is done. Just let them be fooled. It's okay. It's okay. We know how it's done, but we can sit back and watch. He loves tearing that. He really loves tearing into that and figuring out how that stuff works. I don't know where he gets that from.
Is he the one who told all the other kids there's no Santa Claus?
No, he's the other one. He's the kid that stood up last year and told everybody who Neil deGrasse Tyson was.
Yes, awesome.
I guess, Cindy, you may have seen that where I guess his group was picked to have that, and he says, "Well, he's the guy on Cosmos," and that was my son.
Nice.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he was the one that was always in the orange bandana.
Yes.
And dressed like he was coming out in 1986. That's my boy.
Well, the 80s are back.
Yes.
I don't know if you've been watching Stranger Things on Netflix, but the 80s are definitely back.
Oh, they are. I mean, we were my son and I were playing out in the yard one day. We were pretending to sword fight, and I held up my sword and hollered, "By the power of Grayskull!" And he holds up his little one and goes, "Thunder, thunder, Thundercats!" And I was like, "Yes!"
Thundercats was my favorite show as a kid. My friends and I used to run around our yard playing Thundercats.
Oh,
I was always Lion-O.
I think it was 2 weekends ago, they had an Ultraman marathon, and we sat and watched every episode of the Ultraman from the 60s just
Nice.
because I'm
Yeah,
raising a geek.
that's one of the other really fun things about camp is like the amount of like just awesome nerdery that goes on. Like all of these kids who've never met each other before, and they're all like super into Doctor Who, and they're talking about like their favorite episode and like, oh, the crack between the worlds and like how does this thing work? And then they're like, you see it in the arts and crafts projects the kids make too, like all of the different fandoms and things that they're into. And so it's like it's really neat to see kids bond over all of the kind of shared geeky and nerdy pursuits that tend to run in our communities.
Yeah, and what was really fun for me is going out and seeing the stuff that they're getting into, the kids are into now, and I'm like, I used to get beat up as a kid for liking that.
We had a camper this year who she was in our youngest girl's cabin, and apparently she is a dungeon master. She brought her D&D stuff and insisted that during game night that they were going to have a quest.
Oh, nice.
And
That's awesome.
I wanted to learn, but I unfortunately had to direct and do stuff, so I did not get to witness this.
Oh, I bet it was awesome.
That's amazing. I will admit I'm in a Pathfinder, which is similar to D&D RPG campaign every week. I play a halfling gunslinger.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, we killed a dragon a couple weeks ago. No big
Nice.
deal.
Yeah, I used to.
Oh, and it was thanks to Camp Quest Texas, one of their campers. Now I'm totally into Doctor Who.
Yep.
Hey, go catch the older episodes.
That's what
Seriously.
she told me.
Yes.
She told me she said, you can watch the new seasons first, but then you have to watch the older seasons.
Yes.
You just have to.
Especially the Tom Baker years.
Yeah, that's what she was telling me.
Now, my favorites of the Doctor, if I had to rank them in order, I have to go with Tom Baker, John Pertwee, who was the third Doctor, Peter Davidson, that's the fifth Doctor, and is also the father-in-law of David Tennant.
Nice. Cool.
So that's a nice little crossover there. And then I have to go with, what is his name? The ninth Doctor. Christopher Eccleston.
He's cool.
Those were my favorites. When it came back, I was just so excited, and I really hoped he'd stay with it longer than one season, because they were the best. To me, those are the best in that order. The third Doctor, it was more of the super spy era of the early 70s. So there's a lot less sci-fi and a little bit more spy type judo chop stuff. And then Tom Baker gets in there, and it was just crazy. I mean, the guy was just totally himself. It was
I will admit that I just got a pair of beach towels that look like Tom Baker's scarf.
Oh. I mean, I can remember I wanted that scarf.
There are knitting patterns. I'm a knitter. There are knitting patterns for that scarf.
Yeah, I've been trying to talk my brother-in-law into knitting me one, but he's like, no.
It is a ton of work. It is so much work because it's so long and there's so much scarf there.
Yeah, the lady that they said actually they had do that, they gave her a bunch of yarn and said, okay, we want you to knit a scarf. So if you could do that. And she thought they wanted her to use all of the yarn that they gave her. So she just kept going. And it was like a whole room full of yarn until she got like this 13-foot scarf.
That's a great story. I had no idea why it was so long.
Yeah,
I thought it was like intentional.
No, it was a goof. It was totally a goof, and he loved it so much he just kept it. Oh, but yeah.
See, these are the kind of people Camp Quest attracts.
Yes.
You know, where we go off on a tangent and we're talking about Doctor Who.
Mm-hmm. Or K9. I don't know if you remember K9.
Oh, K9's awesome.
Yes, yeah. K9 is the bomb. I mean, that little guy, he was my favorite character of all the Doctor Who episodes ever. Him and Lita, the savage girl that the Fourth Doctor picked up for a little while, they were like right there at my favorites.
I feel like maybe next year the campers, you know, with their Raspberry Pis and their Roombas could create K9 and have K9 drive her own camp.
There you go. I would definitely donate for that. Patreon goal.
This year it was Wally, but that's a possibility.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, the theme was Wally this year, and he had to go rescue a plant and bring it back to the to whoever it was. I think the spaceship or something.
Okay.
But yeah, maybe next year it'll be K9.
Yeah,
that'd be hilarious.
Oh, but okay, so I guess we can go ahead and start wrapping this up because I guess it is getting a little bit late and the missus is starting to yell at me in the background. So if you go ahead one more time, you guys, and give the listeners a little bit more information about where they can go to donate or volunteer if they want to get more information about Camp Quest.
Sure, absolutely. CampQuest.org is a great place to start. Folks can also follow us on Twitter and Facebook at Camp Quest, facebook.com/CampQuest. And on our website and Facebook and Twitter and things, you'll find links to the specific camps. So you can get more information about Camp Quest Oklahoma, or if you're in Washington State, Camp Quest Northwest, or Arizona, or Michigan, wherever you are. So campquest.org is a great place to start, and follow us on social media and stuff too. And, if the kind of nerdy things that we're talking about and, running around outside and hanging out with super smart, inquisitive, cool kids sounds like something you might be into, definitely look for those volunteer applications coming up in December and January. And if you have a little extra cash and you want to help some kids go to camp or help us expand throughout the country, you can donate on our website also.
Okay. Cindy, anything you want to add before we close off for the evening?
Nope. Amanda got everything I was thinking of. You can find Camp Quest Oklahoma. We have our own website. It's all linked on campquest.com, but you can find it on .org. Oh man. If you go to campquestoklahoma.org, you can find us there. And of course, we also have our own Facebook account and Twitter, but we don't do much on Twitter. So go to Facebook. That's where we do everything. Facebook.
All right. And again, I want to urge anybody listening out there, yes, please go and donate to Camp Quest. These guys are an awesome group. My son went this past year and had just a stupendous time. He is more than ready to go back again next year. So if you've got some time on your hands, or you've got a little bit of extra money, you're wondering where you can donate a little bit to, please just go ahead and go to campquest.org and do that for them. That's going to wrap it up for this week's show. I want to thank you both again, Amanda and Cindy, for coming out and talking with me. And we'll go ahead and close things off with the Philosopher's Song. If you want to get a hold of the show before we do that, you can find us here every Monday night at 8:30 on Spreaker.com. I also have the Facebook. It's facebook.com/beer and blasphemy. Or you can find me by email at skepticsbrewpub@gmail.com. I also have a Patreon account that it's patreon.com/skepticsbrewpub, and anybody that donates for this month, that money is going to go ahead and go to Camp Quest. So that's a little bit extra incentive for you guys to go ahead and maybe become patrons for the month. But until then, next week, believe nothing of what you hear, half of what you see, and never have a serious conversation without a 2-drink minimum. Good night, everybody.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Very rarely stable. Odd digger was a boozy beggar who could think you under the table. Either you could out-consume Wilhelm Friedrich Hegel, and Wittgenstein was a beery swine who's just as sloshed as Schlegel. There's nothing Nietzsche couldn't teach about the raising of the wrist. Socrates himself was permanently pissed. John Stuart Mill of his own free will on hot water shanty was particularly...
And we're clear.